Hi guys, Dan Ward here from Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, today guys, I want to talk to you about a subject that actually up until about 2 weeks ago, I knew very little about, and that is wilderness first aid. So I've been doing bushcraft and wilderness survival for a couple decades, but I have never done any additional first aid training. I would always just go to the store and buy a generic little first aid kit, throw it inside my pack, and assume that I was covered, even though I didn't know how to use some of the stuff in it or what some of the stuff was for, or, you know, what it was even. So I decided to change that. So here about 2 weeks ago, I went to a place in Bend, Oregon, which is in Central Oregon where I'm from. The place is called Adventure Medic, and I got both my CPR AED card and my wilderness first aid card. The class was very in-depth. The instruction was excellent. We spent our final day up in the mountains practicing just about every kind of scenario you can imagine. We made improvised splints for scenarios of broken arms, broken legs. We fixed knife wounds. We got a person out that was a tree supposedly fell on them. Used my Baco saw to cut branches for making various splints, for making a litter, for carrying people out. I mean, just the whole day was scenario after scenario. And I spent some extra time with the instructor learning about wilderness or bushcraft first aid kits and what you should carry. So with that in mind, guys, I want to give you a breakdown of my bushcraft first aid kit, what's in it, and why it's in there. So this is a Trifold medical pouch that you can get at Amazon for about 17 bucks. It has Velcro on the back, so it fastens right on the back of my pack. In an emergency, someone is down over here, maybe someone in my party, or even me, I need to get to my first aid quickly. I just grab this, pull it off the back of the pack, take it out, lay it out, start getting what I need, or run over to the person that's injured. So that's the first advantage of having a pouch like this. It'll latch right onto the back of your pack. There's a strap that comes over with a buckle so that it can't fall off, but you can undo the buckle, rip it off your pack, and get to where help is needed immediately. So I'll open this pouch up. As I said, it's a trifold pouch, and inside I have all of my first aid items for this kit separated into the 3 pouches. Folds up really nice, really compact, and everything's really easy to get to. So to start with my kit, and I recommend this for everybody, National Outdoor Leadership Schools has an advanced wound care kit that they sell for about $12. Comes in a little pouch. I'll hold the contents list up there. Hopefully you guys can see it. Just in case. Comes with protective gloves, an irrigation syringe for irrigating out wounds, which is really important because infection will come when you get dirt in there, debris in there, and it stays in there. So with the irrigation syringe, you can clean that wound out and prevent infection. Comes with iodine ointment, packets of antibiotic ointment, tincture of benzoin, which if you're going to use steri-strips, if you have a deep wound like I actually have on my finger here, I like a dummy got my finger in front of my knife, you can put that tincture of benzoin on each side of the cut, and that will hold your steri-strips in place. Also has packets of sterile wound closure, 3" by 3" gauze, 3" by 4" non-adhesive dressing, 5 yards of conforming gauze, and tape. So it is exactly what it says. It's a wound care kit and the items in this kit is what I used on my finger yesterday. And I recommend getting one of these, about 12 bucks, from National Outdoor Leadership School, and then build the rest of your first aid kit around it. So with that in mind, let me go through What else I have? I am CPR AED certified now, thanks to Adventure Medic. So I have a CPR mask and gloves attached on a key ring right inside here. If somebody goes down in my party, I can rip this out, and hopefully the training that I got will work. And I highly recommend, guys, do the same thing I did. If it's available in your area, or if you can travel to it, get your CPR AED training and your wilderness first aid training. So as I said, the wound care kit from NOLS came with a variety of gauze pads. Based on the teachings of my instructor, I added a 5" by 9" trauma pad. It's much thicker, will absorb a lot more blood. And also, just in case something really bad happens, I have a quick clotting sponge in here. You know, you can, if you get like a big open gash gushing blood, you can stuff this inside the wound and get the bleeding stopped. Trauma shears, they actually come, a free pair of these come with this little trifold pouch that's on Amazon. Might come in handy. As I mentioned, irrigation syringe, squirt out the wounds. Don't do it parallel with the wound, but do it perpendicular crossways. Clean it out, get the debris out. Extra gloves if you're working on somebody else. Definitely want to put them on so you're not getting their blood on you. Pair of tweezers come in handy, maybe slivers and whatnot. Roll of gauze, bandaging, holding gauze pads in place. An assortment of band-aids, different sizes. A little item that I found to be very useful. Again, I learned about this over at Adventure Medic from my instructor, called Splinter Out. And they're just basically little needles that are sterilized. And, you know, if you're doing bushcraft and you're working with wood, odds are you're eventually going to have some slivers. So not a bad idea to have in a bushcraft first aid kit. Okay. 2 triangle bandages. In my backpack is also a schmog, which, as you guys know, has a variety of purposes. You can wrap it around your head, protect your face from the snow or dust or whatever. It also makes an awesome improvised sling. Fold it into a triangle. You can put yours or someone else's injured arm in it, tie it up around your neck. You can use it to tie the arm in place around the body. Same thing with the triangle bandages. One of the scenarios, you know, we did broken arms and broken legs, so we cut a couple wooden splints, laid them on each side of the arm, took the triangle bandages and tied them, or wrapped them around and tied it in 2 places to hold it tight. Then took the schmog, used it to make a sling, took our ace bandage, which also have an ace bandage in your kit, guys, for sprains and strains. You know, it's going to help a lot if you twist an ankle and you need to walk back out. It also can be used to wrap around the body to hold the arm in place. Tape, you know, gauze pads, cut injuries, using the tape to hold it in place. Steri strips, they come in the little NOLS kit. Vet wrap is it's like what, Coban, but it's less expensive and it's sticky. You can use that also to hold splints in place, to hold gauze in place, to hold an arm in place, a variety of purposes. And then medications, guys, different things that you would use. Of course, you have these 2 little tinctures of benzoin that come in the NOLS wound kit. And if you put these on each side of a cut and put your steri strips over, it'll hold them in place. I keep a little tube of Neosporin in there, preventing infection. Benadryl cream, mosquito bites, maybe you get into some stinging nettles or something. this stuff works better than anything I've used on mosquito bites. Stops the itching immediately. So I have a little tube of benadryl cream. And, you know, being that it is summer, I carry a little tube of sunblock in there, which has come in handy. I have antiseptic wipes, you know, keeping my hands clean if I'm going to doctor myself. If I get maybe just some scratches or scrapes, you know, I can use them to wipe those off. Even, or if I'm even just treating a bee sting, same thing. Clean it up a little bit. Burn gel. We work around campfires, guys. That's what we do in bushcraft. Having some burn gel, you never know. You might forget that your pot's hot and you grab it and you get a burn. This is going to help. This comes in the NOLS kit, the povidone iodine ointment. And lastly, Afterbite or Stingies, whichever brand you prefer, for dealing with, you know, the occasional yellow jacket or bee sting that happens when you're out and about. And then for oral medications, and you guys have to go, you know, with what you know about yourself with this. I mean, if you have an allergy, if you're allergic to aspirin or ibuprofen or something, obviously you're not going to bring those, at least for yourself. You might have them in your kit for somebody else in your party. Advil, ibuprofen is my pill of choice for pain relief, so of course I have Advil. I have diphenhydramine, which is basically generic benadryl. If someone is allergic to bee stings or has an allergic reaction, that's what those are good for. Generic imodium AD, loperamide, if I'm pronouncing it right, which I'm probably not, but it's generic imodium. You get out here and you get some bad camp food and you're running behind the trees and running into the bushes, that's going to slow things down. And basically that is it for my wilderness first aid kit, guys. So look, sprains, strains, breaks, bad puncture wounds, cuts, like I said, burns, bee stings, allergic reactions. And I also mentioned the schmog in there, you know, if you have to make a sling or something. And another thing you can do with all these items is you can make a tourniquet. I don't have a tourniquet in my kit, but we practiced making these in my wilderness first aid class. We made a bandage and took the triangle bandage and wrapped it around tight and used a windlass to crank it down, and then wrapped another one of these triangle bandages around to hold the windlass in place, and it cut off the circulation tight, just like a tourniquet. So anyway, guys, like I said, I've been out here doing this stuff for 20 years, and this is something that I should have done a long time ago. I've been lucky. No one who's been with me has been seriously injured. Minor cuts and burns and bee stings I've had. I'm lucky I didn't get infection because I didn't know about proper wound cleaning, and I would just throw a band-aid on it. Now I'm very aware of how important it is to clean out those cuts and to use the right type of bandaging and the right type of antibiotic. I highly, highly recommend you guys don't do like I did and wait. If there's first aid classes, wilderness first aid classes, CPR classes in your area, get out there and take them. It could save your life. It could save one of your friends or family members' life. At the very least, it could, you know, prevent you from getting some kind of bad infection or something like that. So Dan Ward here from Ochiko Bushcraft. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Thank you for your support, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Guys, take care out there, enjoy the outdoors, and be safe while you're doing it.